allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All in favor? Aye. Carried. Reports from committees.
Are there any other committee members here that wish to report today? Okay, I do have a report on behalf of the Bylaws Committee. First, I want to make it clear that any property owner can make recommendations to the board of directors concerning bylaw changes. And this led to the formation of Bylaws Committee. We have two members present here, at least two members present here today, and eventually you're going to receive a cover letter. That cover letter will contain the bylaws and the changes that were made to those bylaws, and you will be asked to vote. Please understand that we don't want that voting to take place immediately because there is going to be a discussion meeting. I need to point out that the board reviewed the committee's work, and please understand that not all recommendations that were made by the committee were approved by the board. The board then approved and sent to Attorney Moreland, our attorney for the POA, and he made several minor changes also. We got those back, and then we sent them to prison inmates who made copies of them, and they're presently sitting in the basement of our office. In the near future, all property owners will get them via mail, and we're going to mail those out approximately August 1st. Then there will be a discussion meeting, and that's the important part. You take a look at those, and if you have any questions or concerns, on September 21st, you come and you address the board in regard to any concerns that you have. After that, on November 16th, the board will then officially vote on it. But the board is not going to do voting and approve those. You are, and that's what the cover letter is going to state. So after you look at them, I would wait until you have a chance to hold the discussion and then send your vote in. And then a certain percentage has to be in favor of those before they're adopted. If we don't get 51% of the vote from the majority of property owners, then the number comes down. I don't know off the top of my head what that percentage is, but it keeps on reducing until eventually we have a decision one way or another. So that's what you can expect in the near future. On behalf of the full committee, the only thing I have to report is that the Department of Agriculture was in, inspected our pool. We passed with flying colors. He said, "George, I'm sorry to inconvenience you this year. Last year I didn't even come out." He's that impressed with your facility here. You know, that credit to go to Tom and workers who get up earlier in the morning to go out there and make it. We actually have a year where we're waiting for the water to cool down. You can believe that. Yeah. I'm not heated. All business.
New business, newsletter A and B.
Election of directors. Okay, the election this year, there are two positions open on the board of directors. One is for a 3-year term and one is for a 2-year term. And as in fact, Glendale Corporation will be electing one more person. This gentleman located in here is Dan Bradley, who is overseeing this year's election. Dan is the chief auditor for Young Oaks and Brown out of PA. He's been with us a lot of years. And I'm hesitant to have him start that thing because it's only 10 after 10, and I'm thinking maybe more people are going to come in here. But does anybody have a ballot in their hand now and have to turn it in? I know some people just came in. So that means here comes somebody else. Maybe we should jump ahead and go to comments from the floor. And then after comments from the floor, we can get that box back to Dan. Dan can do a quick count on that and give us a report on what we want.
Nathan LaShane, this is block T161. How's the feedback been from the food trucks and vendors that come in? I know they're still down at the gate when they do come in, but if they get any positive feedback, is it worth their time?
I would have to say yes. You all provided me with a list of names of people who were going to do Mattis, Sauce, Bona's Pizza, Pauline, the ice cream truck, Patterson's. One guy made a mistake because he was in the Clearfield Fair, but there was a calendar of people who were coming in July. There was a calendar of people who were coming in August. BOA received 3 checks. The amounts vary, but we are taking 10% of the take, and they're very good about returning that money. In fact, Pauline, the ice cream lady, she wants to write a check after every day. She's trying to do that. She's the property owner, so we trust her. That was very positive, and I got feedback back. I love cheeseburgers. You can't find them for $5 anywhere in the world. Like, they have them, so.
Has anyone been anywhere other than the gate? Because I mean, I haven't been running up here to see, I've only seen bonus recently.
Yes, they tried up here, crossing the horseshoe, because for one day on a rainy day, the next month, I told them if you park outside the gate, not only would you catch everybody passing you there, but you might also get some people who are on the road.
Okay.
That's my recommendation. Of course, we provide restroom facilities and water and electricity. Yes, it's been very well.
Any other questions?
I'll go again.
Yeah.
Is there any updates on the community garden? Donated one money back in like March. We had the lines painted to the corners. We had those pole spots painted in early May, and planting season's coming on. There's no holes in the ground. Grass is mowed. Parks are gone. Is there a plan to do something with it later this summer or fall so that it's good to go, or it's all abandoned?
We talked about it. Tom went up with the backhoe and turned. The ground really wasn't, I mean, it was clay and a lot of stuff. And he decided to do a small section just to see what it would look like. And then after some consideration, we didn't have a great deal of people who did that. We had big contributors initially. And then I think we had maybe 5 other people who decided to do that. I'm thinking the long-range plan, the board and I discussed this. Maybe the better alternative is to do what they call raised bed. Get some treated lumber and don't turn any ground. Use, I don't use Roundup, but I use a combination of vinegar and whatever, grass. Put in some treated lumber. Let the people get their own soil, or we can sell the soil, and put it in there, and then we can sell the plots based on how many.
Are we in charge of like our own fencing around individual plots then, or?
I would say yes,
Okay.
but we have started to return money to people who gave us their donations.
So if I want to do something for this fall yet to get like fall guard with you, would I go to the garden or to the office to get a plot? I mean, I'll buy the lumber, put it in, I'll sell it. Oh, wow.
I don't have to get there. He wants to put in his own garden up there. We don't have any objection to that. No, go ahead.
In that same spot we had discussed down there in the field.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Just one thing, people are gonna grow food, they're gonna grow vegetables.
we have name and lot number, please.
Your name, Dave C 343. I was just gonna say, if you're gonna grow vegetables, you don't wanna use treated lumber, because it's chemicals and that's the only thing I think.
Anyone else? Okay. Dan? You have a report on the election yet? Okay. Another item of interest I have. The Department of Health was in and did the inspection for our little store down there. And again, there were no noticeable or any complaints. We passed, I won't say with flying colors, we do have an issue with the temperature of the water where the employees wash their hands. That's a little bit of a catch-22 though. If I turn the thermostat up so the water's hot enough to satisfy that, I burn everybody when they take a shower because it's all tied in. We're going to have to try to figure out a way to independently run the sink, the hot water, to satisfy that, but it wasn't a violation. It was recommended that we increase the temperature. And
The bathroom in my church basement used to have a small plug, like on-demand water heater. It just went right in line. And you turn it on, it would take 10 seconds to warm up, but it would finish eating water as you go, it just went in line. I mean, you don't have to get more infrastructure than just putting it in line with the hot water line. That'd be the easiest way to go.
am I supposed to read this? Like this, Rick? Okay, this is talking points of the revised POA Board of Directors bylaws. It's written by Kate Tyberg, who served on the bylaws committee. It reads, good morning. As a member of the POA bylaws group, we worked diligently reviewing the PA state HOA laws and went into effect March 2024. We read the laws carefully. Our suggestion and good provisions are based on the laws of this community. Bylaws should be reviewed seriously by POA members of the governing body of the board of directors. The group gave 110% of their time to help this community set an example for Glendale Yearound, Property Owners Association, and all other POAs in the state. We reviewed the bylaws. We revised bylaws posted do not reflect incorporate the work we submitted to the board. Please review the bylaws carefully because you will be voting on this. Then they have the POA policies and voting procedures. The important one, the voting process must be implemented in the bylaws. Voters per lot, 51% requirement, board member term limits, etc. Exclusion of a conflict of interest and other pertinent information is vital, corporate versus homeowners property owner association. Again, I explained that process earlier, and that's yet to come. All right, at this juncture, we'll move on to the reports of officers. Bill Barnhart, who is president of Glendale Corporation, BOA, you'd like to say some things?
Well, good morning, everybody. I'd like to recognize some of the people that do work for you, you may not see them very often. They're sitting in that back row. That one that's turning green is Joyce Apple. That's Joyce Apple. Thank you, Joyce. That's Katie McIntyre. That's the next one. And who's the next one? I believe that's my wife. And then that's my daughter, who is going to have a baby on Thanksgiving Day. Thank you, you do a good job. And I think I got something. This girl, Lori, she does an awful lot in the basement. I don't think you'll ever see her. Once in a while, you might hear her peek, but you don't really see her at all. So anyway, I look forward to working with these guys right here. They just George, of course, George has been here forever, and Tom, who is doing a good job. Sydney, thank you. I know you're okay, who belongs to this one? Ron is the guy in. We're not going too much anymore. I get up here and I sat here and I just listen. Because they got 4 votes, I got 3, they can do whatever they want. And that's the reason I dropped my 1 vote, so they can do that. So, keep doing it.
Thank you, Phil.
This guy here, he's a board member too. Chris, this is my oldest son. That makes him 3 boys. So anyway, something I want to say. I hate to say this because it may not be true, but this may be my last board meeting. And so we'll see how it plays out. But anyway, I did turn the ball over to these guys, and I think they're doing a pretty good job. Oh, I know. The roads. I don't know. I know somebody said, what are they going to do in front of my place? I hate to tell you, that maybe never. But I think our roads are in pretty good shape, as good as they've been in for forever. We paid quite a bit last year. We spent like $130,000. This year we spent about 90, I believe, something like in that area. But our roads are, I think they're in really good shape. You can speed without throwing yourself out of the vehicle. No, I don't recommend that, but so anyway, well, I guess that's it. Thank you.
Okay, there is another phase that's probably in the budget. Jim, would you stand up, please? Jim, how long you been with us?
About a month.
This morning I walked by, I said good morning to him, and he said, it is a great morning. I love this place. I love this place. Jim Lawson, our new security guard.
Oh, I'm the other one? Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Joe, you were standing up. Anybody else hiding back there? No.
Yes, my name is Ron Fraser, and I certainly appreciate everybody and your support. I know there's been a lot of things in the last few meetings, we've had a lot of discussion, and I just want you guys to know that there's an open ear. I know there's a lot of folks that I see here that I've been in contact with. Thank you for your vote, and we're all here for the same common good, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, a lot of you know me, a lot of you don't. James Trevor, where I volunteered in December to take it, so it was elected. Voted for me, thanks, if you didn't. I do my best for you anyway. We're all here as a group, we're all here to work together, be proactive, and make this place the greatest it can be. So somebody see me walk right around with my wife and Scooby, and see a chocolate lad, that's us. So, thank you for your support.
Okay, it's just going to be several more minutes, and then we'll announce where the election, and then we'll have a motion to adjourn unless anybody else has anything to go to the order. Anybody? Yes, sir.
I want to thank you personally here at home for always doing what we ask. You've always been very, very cooperative with us. So thank you very much.
We have a nice stump at the dump truck if you would like.
Thank you.
Yes.
Anita Albert, one of the, I just want, with being on Facebook, our concerns are about the theft that's going on in the lower campground. I don't know, is there a way that we can get this resolved?
What is particularly referring to the shed?
Well, no, there's people having theft in their property, and it's always in the lower, I know you can only do security for so much and so many hours, but, a friend of mine had a wooden wheelbarrow, taken, and, numerous of things, a gas grill, I think, was gone. Now it's a chainsaw that's missing, that was stolen. Are they coming and are they reporting it, or are they just going on social media?
That's all new to me.
Oh, yeah.
I did hear something yesterday about a shed.
Yeah, they stole a shed with.
But that was through a grapevine. Nobody comes and reported it.
Yeah, they stole the shed. The chainsaw was just recent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in previous meetings, we talked in pretty big depth about that. I mean, it's important that, definitely the office needs to know, but the landowners need to be responsible to contact the state police. Because without that individual interaction, and if there's nothing done, then, stay stagnant until, somebody else, until something else occurs. I mean,
More importantly, if you actually need that police report to respond,
right.
that's something they want, that police report.
I had an interesting thing that I do want to touch base on. I had a lady from the lower campground call me, actually last weekend. Heard a bit of deer that had passed away on their plot, actually was dying. And I had talked to her grandson in her safety class, that's why she called me. So what I told her was, you know, I would come down again, it actually expired during that period of time. So if you guys ever have that situation, there's a 1-800 number in the game commission to call. I called the game warden because I'm friends with him. A couple hours later, he came down. The biggest concern was CWD. It was shot with a 22. That was the final outcome. You know, I was concerned about maybe a CWD death. It was shot somewhere. So, you know, if you have that interaction, you know, let's face it, we all live in the woods. And I'll certainly help if I can. But the game commission has a 1-800 number, and Cambria County has an outside contractor. So if you call, don't come within, I mean, if you call 9 o'clock at night, you won't. Just want to let everybody know that that's an option, and if you have that experience, that's what you should do. Okay?
Again, I have to say, if nobody is aware that, a group of us are trying to restore the Kibler Lake area. We have come a long way. There's a few of us that really put some time in, and kids, the trail is open. It's a great little trail for kids to take your dog safe. We're going on stages, but if you just happen to take a look at what everybody has done, I'm appreciative. I love the outdoors, and I think it is really looking cool back there. We have bullfrogs and make all kind of noises, the deer in there. It's pretty. It's an all pretty place, and we haven't seen one snake in there. And you know, we're here in the past, and Rick's been using a weed eater, and it's pass the word, because I think that's a cool thing to utilize. Thank you.
What else?
Okay, I have this year's election results. First, from the Glendale Corporation, Chris Barnhart is elected to a 3-year term. The other members, Ron Tracer won the 3-year term with 83 votes, and Craig finished second with 67 votes, so he'll be serving the 2-year term. And now I have one order of business. That is to ask Dan, is there any question as to the validity of this election?
And there is none.
Answer is none. May I entertain a motion to destroy the ballots?
Motion to destroy.
Okay. Point of order. I believe you have to save those ballots for a certain period of time. I can leave it that state law. I said we do, but that's just a technicality. Motion by
Budzinski.
Joe.
739, 41.
Second name and lot number.
Marge Kriegermeyer, lot M168.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming.